Hey, what's up, everyone? Dr. Sis here, and today I'm going to talk to you about menopause and the struggles that with aging, really. Some harsh truths and what menopause is, and the best things we can do to minimize its effects when it comes. Where to start? Let's start with metabolism first, or basal metabolic rate. So, I like to think of it like right now I'm burning calories, right? If not, I'm kind of dead. Okay, so think of metabolism as like a fire, just a fire that it's just always going, a never-ending fire. Like in your home, you got a fireplace. Once that fire goes out, that means you die. So we always have a fire going all the time, right? Sleeping, we have that fire, okay? So let's just keep that in the back of your mind. That's your metabolism. So the bigger that fire is, right, the more energy it takes to keep it going, right? So it takes a lot more firewood to keep a big fire going than a small fire, right? Does that make sense, right? So, our metabolism when you're younger, right, especially like once you hit puberty on, that fire is just bigger, right? So it takes more wood to keep that fire going. As we age, as we get older, that fire shrinks, so it needs less wood, okay? But if you keep putting on a lot of wood for little fire, aka eating the same amount of food as you used to, pretty soon that firewood pile starts to grow because the fire isn't big enough to burn it. Does that make sense? Are following with me? And then in our body's terms, that's called body fat. So one thing, when we're younger, especially into the reproductive age, I think of you think back and think of humans, we're like superheroes, right? Like, what does nature want? They want procreation. So like in that breeding age, the stuff I used to get away with. I could go drinking and eat like crap and still have six-pack abs, and I felt great, and I could do it day after day after day after day. Well, now, 25 years later, it doesn't work that way. Like, I can't work out nearly as often. I can't eat nearly like I used to eat. You just can't get away with stuff as you age. My metabolism has slowed. So we'll move on to more about how we can boost that metabolism the most we can, and the best choices we can make to make all this better. So when menopause hits, what's happening? When puberty comes, you have a spike in hormones, right? You change, your body changes, you put on muscle, metabolism goes up. When menopause comes, there's a hormone reduction, like less estrogen, less progesterone. I got a few notes here so I don't lose track. And what happens then is that fire shrinks, all right? So how do we keep that fire big? The biggest thing is muscle. Muscles are your furnace. The more muscle you have, the better. There are so many reasons that I'm constantly preaching strength training, maintain muscle. One of the other issues with menopause and aging is decreased bone strength and bone fractures with time, and osteoporosis and osteopenia. What does that come from? Lack of strength. When you work your muscles, when you build muscle, when you do strength training, not only do you boost your metabolism so you have a bigger fire 24/7, but it keeps your bones stronger, right? So one of the most important things through our entire life, but especially into menopause age, is to focus on strength and muscles. And I know, I get it, it's nonstop, the marketing, belief systems, whatever, it's always more cardio, we should be doing more cardio, and it's well, yeah, that doesn't work as well. For sure, 100%. I'm always fighting, swimming upstream against that, but it is what it is. So so important to work on muscle, right? And then you look at the research. What's the other thing? It's diet. So there's one, what you eat is so very important. Gotta have good protein. What are muscles made out of? Protein. What's the best way to get protein? To eat muscles, meat, right? Eating steak, chicken, fish, any good, you want to switch, make sure your diet is clean. You just follow the diet we teach, preach at Eupraxia. That's the best way to go. So, I guess I'm kind of getting towards the menopause age of men, which obviously we don't have menopause, but my hormones aren't the same as they used to be, right? I'm not a teenage dude anymore, but I eat lots of protein, I strength train, I get lots of good fiber. Fiber keeps you full. Fiber from fruit and vegetables, water-soluble fiber, not grain fiber, so I don't eat any grains. Alcohol, if you want to shoot yourself in the foot and make shit really tough, make sure you drink alcohol. Alcohol is a really good way to put on fat. It's a really good way to F up your sleep. Effed up sleep is a stressor, which is going to wreck your metabolism and put on belly fat. All right, so strength training, super important. Eating quality protein, eating lots of fruits and vegetables, avoiding the shit you're supposed to avoid. Get a good night's sleep. That's the best thing. And then portion control. With a smaller fire, it needs less wood, aka food, so you gotta minimize that, right? And it's like, man, this shit sucks. You gotta be, it's just life. As you get older, as I've gotten older, I just have to be more strict. It just is. And I've accepted that, right? So I don't drink, I cannot live the lifestyle I used to live and maintain a healthy, good-looking, fit physique. It is just not possible. Let's see, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, so when I do the research in order, number 1, strength training, number 2, diet, number 3, sleep, number 4, stress management. What are the biggest stressors? And then it's kind of interrelated. Big stressors are lack of sleep, shitty diet, lack of exercise, and then of course worrying about things you have no control over, but that's a whole nother video. Supplements. So, there's a lot of black cohosh and then you got soy, which are like phytoestrogens. So you have these supplements that are like similar to estrogens that are trying to like replace the estrogens that your body's producing like it used to. There used to be like hormone replacement therapy where they just give you estrogen. All of those ones, the data to support it is very flimsy at best. The supplements that do have the best data to support it is protein. They say protein shakes. However, whole food protein is much better. I don't do or recommend any protein shakes. I'd much rather you take that money and buy quality meats, right? Quality, like literally go buy mussels, eat all the vitamins, minerals, everything else in there. Omega-3 fats, super important for 1, keeping you less hungry. 2, reduces inflammation. There's good evidence that being sufficient in omega-3 fats, fish oil, which I take that every day, helps with menopause symptoms. Vitamin D, again, that relates with a lot of things, immune system, but also bones. You need vitamin D combined with weight training. Like, just so you know, a lot of times like, bones, take vitamin D, take calcium. It's like trying to build a house by piling up a bunch of lumber, but not hiring a construction crew. It's not going to work. You're not going to have any strong structures unless you have a construction crew to put that wood in place. Calcium's the same way. In order to put calcium into strong bones, you have to do weightlifting. You have to resistance train. It's just like muscles. You cannot build strong muscles without working your muscles. It's the same thing with bones. So you need the resistance training, plus you need the material. So you need to work out, lift weights, plus take calcium. Take fish oil actually is a big part of bone structure. Everyone thinks like bones are just like these hard pieces of calcium. There's a lot in there, right? A lot. There's protein and healthy fats and calcium and magnesium, lots of things to make bones. Well, you need it all. So if you eat the way we teach, lift weights, make sleep a priority, right? Just drinking water, no sugary drinks, alcohol, that's the best thing you can do. And it's not like, there's no magic supplement or magic pill or whatever. It's just, as we get older, we just have to be more strict with our choices. I wish there was, how cool would it be if there's just like some magic supplement or some awesome whatever, and there just isn't. And the closer the more strict you are as following these choices, the lesser all the negative symptoms are, and the better your results would be. So hopefully you found value to that. I wish it was like some easy thing, but guys and gals, it's just the way it is, right? As we get older, things get tougher, and I would without question, one of the most important things in loss of function, loss of mobility, increase in injury is so much stuff. Loss of mobility, all comes down to loss of strength. So like today, today's workout is a really good example of the good strength training. I just cannot stress it enough. As far as fat loss, weight loss, overall longevity, health, everything, strength training is massively important.